Are you Matthew Aldridge?
I'm the attorney of fact, and Matthew Alden.
You were what?
The attorney of fact.
Attorney what?
Of fact.
Attorney of fact. And what does that mean?
You know, right, his authorization to do legal work.
Are you a licensed attorney?
No, I'm simply an attorney of fact.
Okay. And does that mean you have a power of attorney? What is your name? What is your name?
All right, folks, today's court hearing is going to be a wild ride. In the hot seat is someone named Matthew Aldridge, according to the legal documents, but the man at the podium insists he's not that person. Instead, he claims to be the attorney in fact, a title that doesn't even hold up in this legal context. This is a classic move from people who try to claim courts have no authority over them, often called sovereign citizens. But here's the reality. Courts have jurisdiction over everyone, no exceptions. You can't simply declare yourself above the law. The judge has seen this act before and is having none of it. With impressive authority, the judge shuts this down quickly. The way he handles the situation is smooth and satisfying to watch. Let's dive into the footage and see how this all unfolds. It's definitely one you don't want to miss.
In court and represent a criminal defendant. And to do so otherwise violates the criminal law statutes of the state of Tennessee and could land someone who attempts to represent themselves as an attorney at law in serious trouble. I understand what you're saying. I understand you're saying an attorney in fact. And what I want you to understand is that if you have a power of attorney, then you need to demonstrate that power of attorney. Do you have a legal document called a power of attorney?
I do not this time.
Okay. Then you don't have any authority to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge in this court. You have no legal authority, nor do you have any authority through a legal document to represent or to act on behalf of Matthew Aldridge.
Why don't the court just let me file this document?
Show it to the bailiff and he'll show it to me.
Have a copy of it.
Oh, apparently there's a copy here.
So here's the kicker. The guy claims to be an attorney in fact and hands the judge a random piece of paper. That document supposedly quotes some made-up law giving him the right to represent Matthew Aldridge. But here's the thing. Real attorneys are licensed by the state and must follow proper legal procedures. You can't just print a document and call it law. This is a common tactic from people who believe they can bypass the legal system. But the truth is courts only follow real laws, not self-made theories. And this judge isn't wasting any time on it. Are these sovereign citizen cases happening more frequently, or am I just running into them a lot? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Well, I know what you're trying to do is to try to use the sovereign citizen approach to this situation, and I'm simply telling you that you do not have the right to represent Matthew Neal Aldridge. If you are, in fact, Matthew Neal Aldridge, then you need to say so and stop this nonsense, because what you're attempting to do has no legal effect. You cannot challenge the criminal law or the jurisdiction of this court by simply filing some legal mumbo jumbo having to do with civil litigation. That has civil litigation in it. It is not a criminal case that you have cited. So it has no effect on this court regarding the criminal statutes of this court. This court is empowered under the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee and by the duly elected citizens of Cheatham County to empower and enforce the laws of the state of Tennessee. And that is what I'm going to do regarding Matthew Lynn Aldridge. Mr. Aldridge is set for today to appear in court personally on what we call our last plea day before his trial date tomorrow.
Is that an Article 3 trial?
To what?
Will that be an Article 3 trial? A trial by jury with jury?
It would be a trial by jury, certainly it would be. But I don't know who you are. And I don't think you have any authority if you are not Matthew Lynn Aldridge to appear before this court. And you're wasting valuable time that all of these other citizens who are here today. So when I'm talking, you stop talking. Now, you will when I'm finished talking. You're wasting the court's time by doing this, and I'm just simply instructing you that if you are, in fact, Matthew Lynn Aldridge, then this is your last day to settle your case. The trial date is set for tomorrow, and unfortunately, it will not go forward because of the fact that I have a conflict and I have to be in Stewart County on a civil matter. So we're going to assign a new trial date for Matthew Lynn Aldridge. All right. To Matthew Aldridge and the individual standing before me whose name must not be uttered.
This judge is handling the situation like a pro, staying calm under pressure while dismantling this guy's claims at every turn. Honestly, the man barely had a chance to push his attorney-in-fact argument before the judge expertly picked it apart, step by step. It seems like the judge has zero patience for this kind of thing. As soon as the guy started quoting his fake laws, things really took off. I couldn't help but laugh when the judge fired back and pointed out that the man couldn't even say his own name properly. Judges are usually all business, but this one let a bit of humor slip through, and it was definitely satisfying to see. From the start, it was clear this judge wasn't going to entertain this circus act, and it's a perfect example of why these kinds of arguments never work.
Then we will set a July 15th trial date for Mr. Aldridge. Whatever this document is that you have filed is in fact invalid because it does not cite any valid criminal statute, and therefore I'm denying whatever that might be in the way of a motion. The trial date will be July 15th. The last day for Mr. Aldridge to enter a plea or go to trial will be July the 8th. July the 8th. Now, we're going to give you a card. If you are, in fact, Matthew Aldridge and you're just playing games with the court regarding this nonsense that you filed, then you may get this card and you may go on about your business. If you are not Matthew Aldridge, then I would suggest to you, you relay to Mr. Aldridge that he must appear on July the 8th, or a bond revocation will take place, and his case will be set, will take place with him in jail, incarcerated on the 15th. That's the judgment of the court. You need to take your piece of paper and go on about your business.
Sovereign citizens are known for believing they can opt out of the legal system just by claiming they don't recognize the government's authority. They like to throw around terms like common law and the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, but the truth is they completely misunderstand how the system works. Courts operate based on established federal, state, and local laws, and those laws are backed by the Constitution. There's no loophole where you can simply choose not to follow the law. Yet these individuals continue to flood courtrooms with bizarre arguments, wasting time and often making things worse for themselves. Their entire argument collapses because of one simple concept: jurisdiction. Courts have legal authority over anyone within their region, no matter what legal theory they claim. Judges have heard it all and aren't fooled. And for those trying to use these kinds of arguments to avoid taxes or beat a speeding ticket, it's not just going to fail, it can lead to harsher penalties for wasting the court's time. It's baffling that people keep trying this. Are they really trying to outsmart the system, or is this some form of rebellion? Either way, it's ultimately pointless. That wraps up today's breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on these sovereign citizen cases in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.